The subcompact SUV market is an overcrowded space right now. So what makes the 2024 Chevy Trailblazer stand out? Well, stick around to find out. Hey, welcome to another episode of Outsider Reviews. I'm Brian. Behind the camera this week is Pat, and we have for you the 2024 Chevy Trailblazer in the active trim. Now, the Trailblazer this year comes from the LS to the RS trim. There's 4 different trims. The active trim specifically is more of an off-road kind of a setup. So some of the things you'll notice right off the bat, the front end, the grille's a little different. It's got that titanium chrome insets in it. I think it looks really sharp. You've also got a skid plate underneath. Moving along down the side, 17-inch rims, Hankook AT2 rims. You've got the two-tone coloring, which is unique to the all 4 lines of the Trailblazer. Okay, so here we are inside the Trailblazer, and let's jump right into it, talk about drivetrain and power output. So you got some options on these with the different trim levels. You can either get a 1.2 liter turbo or a 1.3 liter turbo engine. The 1.2 will give you 137 horsepower and 162 pounds-feet of torque. The 1.3 gives 155 horsepower and 174 pounds-feet of torque. Now with those options, you've also got the option of 2-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. The active track comes with the all-wheel drive option. And in this case, what that will change is the transmission. So the 2-wheel drive models come with a CVT transmission. The all-wheel drive model will come with a 9-speed automatic. So fuel economy. So the active here that we have has a 1.3 liter engine. And what that'll give you is 9 liters per 100 in city, 8.1 liters per 100 on the highway, and combined is 8.6 liters. For our American friends down south, that'll give you 26 mpg on the highway, 29 in the city, and 27 and change for an average. So for the 1.2 liter engine, you'll get 7.8 per 100 kilometers in the city and 7.7 on the highway. So not too bad overall. I will say this one thing. I picked up this vehicle in Montreal, drove it back. I live just outside of Quebec City here. So I was doing my running around for the rest of the day. And what I ended up with, according to the car, I had 6.8. I was driving on the front wheel drive only for most of that. I did do a little bit of all wheel drive and played with the sport mode a tiny bit. But generally speaking, I came out way ahead from the advertised numbers on the 1.3. So I was pretty impressed by that. So I figured that's worth noting. In the front seat here, looking around, it's a very comfortable seating up here. We've got a combination of hard plastics and some soft materials here. A little bit of detail trimming on the seats and the consoles as well. Just some highlight trims, kind of makes it pop on the inside. I like it quite a bit. The steering wheel is fairly standard as far as Chevys are concerned. What you get for displays, the driver cluster is an 8-inch screen. And then the infotainment console there is an 11-inch screen. I really like these screens. Honestly, they're very bright, very sharp image, very crisp. The only thing I will say about this is it's not too bad, but I have found occasionally while I'm flipping through some of these settings here, the system can be a little bit sluggish, but I mean, it's certainly not a deal breaker. Moving on down the center, we've got our climate control here. Got a cell phone charging station here, as well as our power ports. This does come with wireless Android Auto and wireless CarPlay. So in the back seats, what we have for leg room is 39.4 inches, which is a fair amount of leg room for this class of vehicle. Tons of headroom, again, very comfortable seats. And then down in the center, we've got a USB-A and C port, as well as a 120-volt plug-in there. Then moving into the cargo area in the rear, With the rear seats up, you've got 25.3 cubic feet of space, of storage space, cargo space. And with the seats down, 54.4 feet, cubic feet. So fair amount of space. All right, so now that we've got all the numbers out of the way, let's take this thing for a drive. So here we are behind the wheel. The active trim comes with the 1.3 liter turbo engine. Not a race car, obviously. The 0 to 60 time for this is 9.3 seconds, in case you were wondering. Like I said, not a race car. But what you do get with the active trim is decent performance overall. Highway speeds, I didn't have any issue passing or whatnot. And overall, it's a comfortable drive. Taking corners, whatnot, because of that, probably because of that tuned suspension. Don't really feel a whole lot of body roll. And then one cool feature that you get as well is the teen driver mode, where you can program a key fob, which will actually limit top speeds, will make sure that seatbelts are done up before the radio will turn on. Little features like that, just to make sure that younger drivers are being a little safer and paying attention on the road. It'll also send you a report card, just kind of give you some of the details of some of their trips. So any parents out there who've got young drivers, that's definitely a handy feature to have. So let's talk about the biggest number, price. In Canada, across the 4 trims, what you're looking at on the lower end, MSRP starts around $29,500, goes up to about $35,000. In the US, we're looking at $23,000 on the low end, up to about $29,000. Now what we have here, the active trim, this one, including the destination fee, comes in at about $39,800. So pretty good overall. Now, if you're looking at competition, like we said at the beginning, there's tons of competition out there. But honestly, if you're only interested in the 2-wheel drive version of this, maybe have a look at the Chevy Trax, because it's very comparable. It comes with the 1.2 liter engine, a lot of the same features, and it's a little bit cheaper. So you really don't have to go too far to look for competition. If you want to look outside of Chevy, Mazda CX-30, the Kia Seltos, maybe the Hyundai Kona. So some pros and cons with the Chevy Trailblazer. Biggest pro for me, the all-wheel drive switch. It's just something you don't see a whole lot anymore. And it's fantastic when it comes to fuel economy. And that actually leads me to the second pro, fuel economy. Because of that switch, with the 2-wheel drive mode, I was actually able to beat the EPA estimates by about a full liter per 100 kilometers, which I think is pretty impressive. My third pro, the back row on this, tons of room for your passengers back there. There's lots of leg room, there's lots of headroom, seats are quite comfortable. So overall, for this kind of this class of a vehicle, I'm pretty impressed by that. Some cons, a little bit of the negative here. I did notice the touchscreen in the center console there. It was a little bit sluggish at times. It was a little bit slower to react every now and then, and I was a little disappointed by that, but it's by no means a deal breaker. Another thing to consider with this vehicle specifically is the Chevy warranty that it comes with is not bad, but if you're looking at some of its competitors, could be better. If you're looking at Mazda, Hyundai, Kia, they all offer better warranties than this one specifically. And then the biggest issue that I think this vehicle is going to have is that it's on the wrong side of the tracks. And when I say that, I mean, compared to the Chevy Trax, which only comes in 2-wheel drive, it is basically the same vehicle. The Chevy Trax is a little bit bigger on the inside. It's a little less expensive. Like I said, it only comes in 2-wheel drive, but if you're buying a 2-wheel Trailblazer, maybe look at the Trax, because you'll probably end up saving some money there. So there you have it, the 2024 Chevy Trailblazer active trim. I really enjoyed reviewing this car. It's fun to drive. Overall, I'm pretty impressed by it, but I'd love to hear what you guys think. Let me know down below in the comments if you have one, if you've test driven one. Let us know what you think about this review. If you got some comments for us, by all means, fire away. We'll get back to you. But thanks a lot for watching. We're looking forward to see your comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video. So some pros and cons with the Chevy Trailblazer. Biggest pro that I saw is your switch, your all-wheel drive switch. Your option to go, I know. All right, so you know how this goes. First things first, let's punch it. Actually, I guess first things first, let's put it into sports mode.